So maybe it's do the announcement again. So welcome back. And there are going to be 6 or 7 weeks this fall where this regular class that we do on Wednesday evenings is going to be both live and on Zoom from the Taiji Center in Madison. And I have asked two of my good Qigong friends, Don Coleman and Suzanne Kilkus, to teach with me. And it's going to be a special series called Qigong and Dharma. So it's going to be relating the Qigong practices directly to the teachings of the Buddha. And I can't think of two better qualified people to join me to do that. Don has been a practitioner and teacher for over 50 years. And Suzanne is the lead teacher in a Zen Buddha Sangha in Madison and a Qigong and Taiji practitioner. So that's going to be happening. Tonight, I want to be able to do a few things without too much talking. The reason for that is that in developing these meditative states, understanding meditation, understanding the Dharma, and so on, intellectually is useful in guiding our practice. At the same time, the actual experiences are not wordy. They're not about words, they're not about thinking, they're not about stories. It's just direct experience. So it's much more on a feeling level. And by that I mean, we're used to the word feeling, meaning when you touch something and it's hot or cold or wet or dry or smooth or rough, that's sort of feeling. And then there's feeling that means emotions. And that's an internal thing. The feeling that we're looking at here is it's deeper than those feelings. That's what so it's really sensing the energy in the body. So it's definitely in the body, but in order to go into that, the mind has to be fully engaged with it. So it's feeling, but it's a little bit unusual feeling, although we know it. It's like love. I mean, if you have a little baby and you love the baby, it's like that. Or if you have a dog, or if you're out in a beautiful place, it's more like that. It's like in the body, but it's not like reaching out and touching something. You understand what I'm saying? So it's more like that. So we're going to be doing some standing, and we'll do the 8 brocades, because I want to give you like a good morning practice to do if you want to do a specific morning practice. And I will talk a little before the standing, just to introduce it a little more. But so that's what we're going to go today. Okay. So any questions or comments about any of that? Okay. All right, let's go. So just the two kinds of feelings, or the three kinds of feeling, but so we can feel the bottoms of our feet on the floor. Okay. That's tactile. And then we can feel the posture, we can feel the alignment of the body. And we're not feeling a thing like feeling the floor, we're feeling inside. inside the body, just to see if it's aligned and so on. And now if you add in the visualization, which is a mental thing, but if you add that in to the posture of the body, and you feel that vertical beam of light, that's much closer. And then you can extend your sense of feeling down into the earth. So you're combining your imagination and your sense of touch to feel down into the earth, actually feel present there. And then to feel as we move up, feel inside the belly, in the solar plexus, inside the chest, to feel the alignment of the spine and feel the top of the head, and then feel the expansive feeling of being way up above the body. And then if you feel all of that at once, so that's what they call presence. It's feeling plus mind. It's physical sensation plus mind evokes this sense of kind of bigness, presence. Okay. And then the presence, it pulsates, it expands and contracts with the breath. So like with the out breath, you can send that presence way, way, way out. With the in breath, you can compress it. So we're playing with that felt sense of presence. Okay. So there's definitely the presence of the body, the felt presence of the body. And then also this sort of the spaciousness of the mind in the body, and that's just presence. Okay. All right. Very good. And so this is a um, standing meditation posture. It's very relaxed. Well, you can lift your shoulders if you want, very relaxed and very upright. Okay, good. So this is just a good practice, a good posture to practice meditation in, particularly outdoors. I stand at, I have a little tiny back deck, and I stand on that outside in the morning. And the good thing about standing is requires more energy than sitting. So less energy for the mind to go into thinking. My teacher, Ken Cohen, recommends this standing meditation posture for 20 to 30 minutes as part of a daily practice. And it's not rigid. So, you can you can move a little bit as you need to. If you feel like you're getting a little bit tense or you're losing the posture, you can move a little bit. We're not going to stand here for 30 minutes, but and work up to that. Just try for 10 minutes. If you have a sitting practice, just start with the standing and then just roll into the sitting. Okay. Now we'll briefly go through the other postures, other positions. So dipping the knees, and then so this is number 2, embracing the moon. So it's the crescent moon between the hands, elbows are down, and it's the full moon in the arms. And this brings our awareness a little higher in the body, up into the heart area. And it's a little bit more challenging. And so with any of these standing, if they're a little more challenging, if you start feeling stiffness or in your shoulders or somewhere, I just want to give you a few options. So one is bring the attention somewhere else, like into the belly, bottoms of the feet. Another is to do whole body breathing. Breathe in and out through the pores of the skin. Another is to breathe in and out through the tense area, so through the shoulders or wherever your tension is. Another option is just to smile. It's okay. And you can keep time by counting your breaths. Of course, you can do any visualization if you want to imagine breathing in through the top of the head, out the bottoms of the feet, or any of those. And check to see if you tighten up anywhere, and then just let go. Okay, very good. And now dipping the knees again. And so now the hands turn, and we put this triangle opposite the middle of the forehead. Okay, this is window to the moon. So the full moon is seen through the hands, and then the cool moonlight is breathed in through the forehead and then down inside the body. Just notice your mind. If you really want to put your arms down or something, just notice that desire. And then smile and just remain. Okay, very good. So dipping the knees again. And now this is window to the stars. So the palms are facing upward and the crown of the head is in between the hands. So the light of the stars, the light of the cosmos is coming down through the hands and down through the crown of the head and filling up the body. Let's take a few more breaths. And then very slowly circle the hands down. And the last position, it's not the same as the first. So the hands are at an angle so that the palms are facing down. So this balances all the palms facing up positions. Let's take a few more breaths. Okay, go ahead and break your stance. I recommend start with 2 minutes. So the whole thing takes 10 minutes. Start with 2 minutes per position and then work up to 5 minutes. So it'll take 25. And just take it slowly if you're interested in doing this. It's a really good way to watch what the mind does. Okay. All right. Very good. Well, let's go ahead and loosen up a little bit. Okay, let's go into the 8 brocades. So these are very, very, very ancient, uh, circa 8th century. And these were done by the royalty, said to prolong life and health. They're pretty simple. And we'll do each one 9 times. Okay. So the first one, actually interlace the fingers and just rest your hands on top of your head. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to go up on tiptoes and raise our hands up all the way. So raise up and then down. Okay. And then the second one is turn the palms upward. You know, your fingers can't interlock, but turn them upward and then repeat. Up, down. Okay. So we'll do nine times. Ready? So up, stretch. 1, flip the palms. 2, flip again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Second one. So we make soft fists and we put them together and put them back to back, sort of. Okay, and then widen the stance. So this is called drawing the bow. So the one hand is going to go out with the 2 fingers extended at eye level, and the other hand is going to come straight back. So we're going to do this at the same time. So, and then you look at the 2 fingers. Okay. So, and then we do it each side. Ready? So you can sit down a little bit if you want to. Okay, so here we go. So with the breath. Other side. Six. Okay. Now that's the left and right. And now we go up and down again. This is similar to number 1, except we just use one hand and we don't go on tiptoes. Okay? So it's, and you stretch both arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Okay, next one's very simple. This is looking left and then right. So just turn the head and stretch it a little bit, look to the left, and then to the right. And you want to feel this stretch. Okay, so one with the breath, two, eight, nine. Okay, so the next one is big. So you want to widen your stance and sit down. We're going to put our hands not on our hips, but where the thighs meet the torso, right there. And these are upper body swings, they call them. So you start by bending forward and then back and around. So you make a circle. So you're circling the hips and the upper body. Okay? So left and then right. So start bend forward and then back. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, and nine. Okay. And the next one is vertical again. So we place our hands on the backs of our thighs, and we're going to go up on our tiptoes and raise our hands up, lift our buttocks, and then come back down. The hands go all the way back down the back of the legs, down to the ankles, and then come back up, and then repeat. Okay? So, one, two, out breath on the way down. Three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Okay. Seventh brocade. So widen the stance and sit in horse stance, and then make fists. So this is punching, and as the fist goes forward, it rotates. Okay. But this punching is very slow, relatively slow, and very intense. So when we punch, so we're sitting down, when we punch, we can rise up punch to the center, and focus on that, on the two knuckles, uh, the first two knuckles, and then sit down. So this is generating great power, but it's not the sudden sharp power of a punch. It's a slow, intentional movement forward. It's much more powerful than a martial arts punch. So ready? So start with the right. So 1, 2, very intense. 3, 4, very stern, very powerful. 7, 8, 9. Okay, the last one. So we're going to bend way back, push the tummy up, bend way back, bend the knees, look up. And then we're going to go forward, bend the knees, bend the waist, and touch the toes. So bend way back, 1, and then down. 2, six, in breath, up, out breath, down. 8, 9. And back to standing meditation. So these 8 brocades are generating the power of presence. Okay? So if you see martial artists, for instance, punching, it's generating a quick, violent power. This is generating a slow, steady, indomitable, intentional movement. It's a much deeper kind of power. So when we're doing this, and we're not drawing the boat, we're slowly doing it perfectly with great intention and mindfulness. We're generating this power that comes out of awareness and patience, not out of physical force. Okay. It's the same with standing. We're generating a strength and uprightness that comes out of just presence. Just being present to all the sensations that arise in the body, to everything that arises in the mind, just being present, which means being bigger than all of those arisings and passing away. Okay. So that's what this is cultivating, is this stability and presence in the midst of all the comings and goings. Okay. Okay. Very good. Let's go ahead and move into sitting. But let's transition into sitting. So remember the fifth brocade we did where we moved the body. So let's go ahead and using the perineum as the center, just circle the upper body around, and then the other way. Okay. And now engage the chin. So when you're leaning forward, the chin is thrust out. And when you're leaning backward, it's tucked in. Okay, very good. And let's reduce the movement little by little. And you see how this just helps to find the center. We've been moving all around it, and then we just settle into it. And drop the chin a little bit. The chin has been thrust out and tucked in, and this position is in between that, isn't it? The body has been leaning forward and backward, and this is in the middle of it. And the body has been left and right, and this is in the middle of it. Okay, let's do it once more. So when we're doing this movement, that vertical line through the body, that's like through the hole in the donut. It's like it's empty in the middle, and we're going around it. Okay. And then the other way. We're making this big circle. Okay, in the middle is just space. Okay, and then as we reduce the movement, we come into the middle. So Buddhism is known as the middle way. All right, now moving to the next level, we're sitting still. Let's imagine doing that circular movement that we just did. So the body remains still, but we're imagining or remembering doing the movement. Okay, so this is balancing yin and yang, stillness and movement, body and mind. Mind is moving, the body's still. And we're doing both at once. Okay, so let go of the visualization now. Take a breath. You feel the presence. We're simultaneously right in the middle of the body and all around the body. Okay, so as we breathe in, let's imagine breathing in light, filling the body. As we breathe out, imagine the light going out in all directions. We're harmonizing mind and body. The body breathes in the air. The mind breathes in the light into the body. Okay, very good. Now let's go to the next level. And when we breathe in the air, imagine the light going out. When we breathe out the air, imagine the light rushing in. Breathe in, imagine the light going out. Breathe out, imagine the light rushing in. Okay, this is breathing in and out at the same time. Balancing yin and yang, balancing body and mind. Okay, let's flip back to the harmonizing. So breathing in and the light rushes in. Breathing out, the light rushes out. Okay, this is easy. Okay, now we're going to flip it again. Breathe in, imagine the light rushing out. Breathe out, the light rushes in. This is just as easy and just as natural. Very good. Now let go of the visualization and just feel it. Now let the breathing become more subtle. Breathing becomes long, slow, even, and fine. And the mind is in the body, not imagining this somewhere else. Okay, and each breath creates a presence inside the body and around the body. It gets stronger with each breath. And the presence gets bigger. It's behind, all around. And the presence is breathing. And the breath is very fine. And notice sensations in the body. Check the posture if you need to. Let's take a few more breaths. Okay. Now, you'll notice with Qigong, whether it's movements or postures, the breath tends to get deeper uh, it, because we're moving or because we're breathing with a lot of intention. And that's good. And then as we settle into the practice, the breath becomes, in the words of the ancients, long, slow, even, and fine. So you'll notice that when you really have the breath, you have the mind and the body together, breath is coming and going. Then you notice, oh, I'm breathing pretty hard. Then you let it become more subtle. And then the whole practice becomes more subtle and internalized. And the wonderful thing about this is that sense of stability and peace, and with this long, slow breath, that's available anytime. When we're in a stressful situation, just take a step back, take a breath, and take another breath. And then that feeling of presence, that'll come back. Never leaves, but we'll be aware of it. Because it's a feeling, it's at the level of feeling. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and clap our hands one time. 1, 2, 3. And just massage whatever you want to in your face, eye socket, scalp, temple. Chunyi Lin, who's a Qi healer, recommends sort of tugging on your ears every time because, according to him, it activates a lot of acupuncture points within your body. So it's a good thing to do that. I don't know anything about that, but he does. All right, and tap the kidneys. And massage the kidneys. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me on this warm summer evening, and may your practice benefit you and everyone in your circle. And if you'd like to stay for conversation, that's fine. And if you'd like to leave, that's fine too.
Thank you, Stephen. Nice to see everybody.
Just want to say I'm so glad I'm back. Good night. And my sister is back home after 4 months and 2 days away.
Oh, great. Yeah,
So
with your help. Yeah.
it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See ya.